book review.
What's going on, everybody? I'm here with another book review, and today I'm going over Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. And I just want to get it out of the way real quick. I'm sorry because this book took so long. I was going through finals in college, and it was real rough. I mean, I got through it. All B's, one D. That D doesn't count because it's like an extra class. So Um, but yeah, I got enough time now and I finished it. This book is amazing. One of the greatest books I probably will ever read in my entire life. So, before I get into it, I'm actually going to go over a couple things about the author because I think it's something I want to do just going forward now. So, a couple things about Charlotte Bronte. Charlotte was born on April 21st, 1816, and passed away March 31st, 1855, making her about 39 years old. Wait, yeah, 39 years old. Sorry, I forgot if March or April came first. Uh, Point being, she died very young. Uh, her youth was also kind of, well, was tragic. I don't know why I said kind of. She her parents died when she was very young. She was sent off to a school that was very disease riddled, similar to if you have read the book Jane Eyre, similar to Jane, which is a key fact because other things in the book are also reflections of her life. For example, Mr. Rochester, her love interest, is based off a professor she fell in love with, not the first school she went to, but after she had grown up to the next school. He was based off him. And yeah, Jane Eyre is her most well-known book. She does have others, however, those weren't as successful, and she unfortunately did not get to finish the last book she was writing due to being sick and uh, just not having it be a priority at the time. So now I'm just gonna go over a couple key moments in the book that I really enjoyed or I think are important. For me, really, it's the first third and the last third. Not taking anything away from the middle. The middle is also good. It was just for me, I really liked the beginning and the ending. I think in the beginning, while she lives at Gateshead, with her relatives, her cousins, and her aunt, it really it makes Jane an endearing character because you see what she goes through and you see her eagerness just to be cared for in any capacity by people who are supposed to, her family, and she becomes a very endearing character. Someone you want to see succeed, or at the very least get out of the situation she's in. All a lot of horrible things happen to her there, and it makes you want to keep reading. It makes you want to see this girl succeed. Next is her going to a school called Lowood, where she is brought up strictly, but in her own words, because this book, something I should note, does talk to you directly, but in from Jane Eyre, not the actual author, but Jane Eyre speaks to the reader directly, and she, in her own words, I'm paraphrasing here, believes that like anything but what she had at Gateshead will be better, and it was better. She made friends. Things were strict there, but they weren't unreasonably strict like at home. And I think the next key moment and another like really like teary eyed moment was when her friend gets sick at the school because, like I said, it's a disease ridden, um, and passes away. They have this brief moment at night when Jane finds out she's most likely going to pass away. She goes to see her even though she shouldn't because she could get sick. She goes and they have like this very touching moment where her friend gives her a couple of last words of confidence before she dies, and it's really sad. Honestly, the first third of this book is worth the read alone, in my opinion. I swear to you. So and then we get to the middle, which I look. It's not that it's not bad. It's not that it's not bad. Really, it's good. It's just it wasn't the love. the love scenario or interest, the whole thing, it wasn't my type of thing, you know. Um, but it's good. It's well written. It's not like how would I say it? I'm not sure how to put it into words, but it's good. It's just it was for some reason it wasn't doing anything for me. But some things I'll say is that she falls in love with her boss basically, and they are going to get married, but they don't because he was actually already married to a crazy individual. But Jane still feels wronged, and she feels that she has to escape, even though she is strongly in love with him. And she does escape. She leaves everything behind in the very early morning and doesn't take almost anything with her. Which goes to the last third of the book. In the last third of the book, Jane is kind of lost. Well, she is literally lost, but also mentally. She is in a lot of despair. She is facing starvation, death, but is taken in by a family of uh, two sisters and two sisters, one maid, and a clergyman named Saint John. They take care of her and bring her back to health. And she, being Jane Eyre, doesn't just want pity and all that. She wants to work. So she becomes what's the term? She becomes a teacher at a school, the only teacher at the school, like a small school for girls. And it's just, she's not getting paid much. Her home they give her is very small, but she's happy. She is, well, as happy as she could be. She says a lot happy as she could be. She still feels the burden of having left the individual she loves, but she knows it had to happen. She just wanted to know what happened to him because of her leaving. And eventually, we get to this point where she finds out. Wait, no, I'm getting mixed up. Okay, she finds out from Saint John that she has just received an inheritance because she doesn't tell them her name. She says her name is Jane Elliot, but she's not. But Saint John figures out her last name is Eyre, and comes to find out that her uncle on her mother's side has recently passed away, who was trying to visit her but couldn't. He left her all his inheritance, and she's shocked. But in the same, I believe I might be mixing this up. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my memory sometimes. Point being, she also finds out that Saint John and Mary and Diana, which are Saint John's sisters, are actually her cousins, and she's filled with joy, and she immediately decides that she's going to share her inheritance, which made her an insanely wealthy woman. But she's still going to be well off, but a lot less. And she's going to share it with them because they showed her so much love, they showed her so much care, and even when she had nothing, they just cared for her so much. And so everything's going along. Eventually, she makes the decision to go find out what happened to Mr. Rochester. Turns out Mr. Rochester, there was a fire at the home and he went blind and one of his arms is disfigured. Comes to pass, she finds out, she goes to visit him in like this, I think it's a farm. It's like out in the woods anyways. And they reconnect and like a different instance. It's very different now because there's no dynamic like boss and all that, and it's Jane making the decision to go back, and that's kind of where the book ends. There they get married and happily ever after, and it's a really cozy ending for someone who really deserves to be happy. And yeah, I think this book is a recommendation wise is a must read. A must read. This is amazing piece of literature. And yeah, I picked it up for rest is right here, $9, Barnes and Nobles. And then I picked this up on a whim because I picked it up along with Emma and Pride and Prejudice and the Bostonians. I haven't. The only one I haven't read is the Bostonians. I don't know if I'm gonna read that next or maybe something else. But I just picked it up because it was right next to them. 100% worth it. I'm so glad I did. Yeah, thanks for watching. The next book, I'm not sure. I don't know if it will be the Bostonians or I might go back to Barnes and Noble soon. It's been like a month or two since I've been there. Or I might read. I'm not sure. I'll see. I guess. Thanks for watching.